Good day everyone, welcome to a new market update, and today we're going to discuss the Bitcoin Wyckoff update as everybody and their mother are watching the Bitcoin Wyckoff structure playing out at this stage. And we can see that we are making some slight and minimal movements right now with the market. So there is a time that we can actually start updating this one, and it's Monday, new week. So that's also an argument to discuss Bitcoin Wyckoff, as last week we have been doing this update as well. So if you want to see the first version of this YouTube update on the Bitcoin Wyckoff structure, do not forget to check out our channel. Also, do not forget to subscribe beneath, like the YouTube update if you enjoy the content, and do not forget to comment if you want to see some special content as well. Let's get to the chart, in which we can see that the price has been grinding up during the weekend. We can see that the price of Bitcoin has been ranging or reaching 35.6 again, and you can see that during this period, this 35k zone is a very vital and critical level to break through. We've had a fake out to the upside, in which the price broke back into the range. And we've seen that we've got another test to the resistance in the past few days. A slight minimal breakout to the upside, which was rejected, and since then a drop south. Which is not unlikely, given the fact that you often see weekend moves going back to the equilibrium or the Friday close, given that CME is getting a close there. We've seen that in the weeks beforehand, and we can see that it's currently happening once again. So it's not unlikely to have a Bitcoin correction all the way towards 33.4k, as there is still a CME gap, as you can see. So I'm not surprised with this weekend move. If we would have dumped to 31, probably you would have seen a jump back to 34 quite soon. In general, still the same perspectives here, in which I'm expecting a corrective move to 33.4 with the CME gap getting filled, and then we can start continuing. Next to that, we can also see that this chart shows a CME gap between 46.5 till around 49k, which is also the critical resistance zone that we should be breaking to the upside. So if we get a rally, I would not be surprised that we're getting a rally towards this CME gap in general. So when we look at the Wyckoff structure, we are actually following the path. So we were discussing it last week, in which we said, okay, I'm not assuming that we're going to break through in one go. If we flip 35k, I'm assuming we test 38 and then have to find a higher low. However, we couldn't even hold 35. As you can see in the structure, we've rejected here and came all the way down towards test and reclaim of support. I said that the 33k level is a very vital level to watch for support. And I prefer to see it sustain there, because beneath 33k you don't have that much support at all. It's only 31, and then you're probably going to look at a new lower low, and then we're seeking 24k. Regarding lower lows and lower highs, we can still see that we are making those. So at this stage, we do know that we are making those lower highs here, and we've just rejected this entire region once again, confirming that we are making a lower high. However, on the other side, we've got higher lows. So we've had this wick, which might be the spring, towards 28.5. We've got this wick towards 30.1, and now we're holding 33. So as I just mentioned with the CME gap, 33.4 is the level that I'm looking at for a potential test. So that's meaning that once again, we're going to sustain support at 33. That's also meaning that that's the critical level for me to sustain support to validate the Wyckoff structure as a very valid structure in general to look forward with, and to keep this entire path for Bitcoin sustainable. Meaning that if we lose 33k, this is invalidated, and I'm going to assume that we might be testing this blue level around 24k. So as I just said, 33 is the level that I'm watching for support. If that is lost, I'm going to look at 31, but in general I'm going to look at the blue zone around 24. Also, do not be forgotten that a wick can suddenly happen on the CME chart, so I will definitely be arguing to look that or watch that chart in general. Right now, range bound construction on the upside. We do know that 35 to 35 high is a very critical resistance zone that we should be focused on, or see resistance. If that cracks, the next resistance zone is found between 38 to 39.0, and then the final one is the range high, which is often structured here between 41 to 42. So at this stage, the Wyckoff structure is still following the way it should. However, we are in a very boring range bound construction, meaning that the volume overall is draining down heavily. And a volume that drains down uses to be or gets towards a period where there is compression, and compression leads to a big breakout in general. So as you can see right now, I'll just pop up a different chart which we can use, is that right now we are compressing nicely, meaning that we will see a new breakout happening quite fast or quite soon, and then the volume will start kicking in, which probably will be at a later stage during this week. So coming back to the Wyckoff structure, the critical levels that I have discussed with you is the 33K level that has to sustain support to avoid a potential new lower low, and on the upside 35.5 to 35.8 has to crack in order to have a new higher low, higher high in this trend, and to continue the Wyckoff structure in which we can start moving upwards and finalize this bottoming accumulation period. And also, once we get further up and bounce back from the 33K level and follow this structure, what you have seen is that Ethereum and all those other altcoins are following suit with Bitcoin. They have been crashing through the past drop down of Bitcoin at the last stage. So most likely the correlation is going to be high, meaning that during this grind, altcoins will follow with Bitcoin rather than Bitcoin alone, meaning that the dominance chart of Bitcoin should be dropping south too. Just like we have been seeing in the past days, Ethereum was moving with Bitcoin. So that's my update for today. The critical levels are quite clear here. I'll see you again for a new update tomorrow, and do not forget to subscribe and also check out our educational platform, including trade IDs, beneath here in the description. See you soon.